Okay, so we will start today's lecture. So today I am going to deliver a lecture on front-upper diffraction due to a single slit. So previously we have seen the Fresnel type of diffraction, that is the one type of diffraction, and now from this today we will study the another type of diffraction, that is the front-upper class of diffraction. And today's topic is the front-upper diffraction due to a single slit. So today's my presentation includes the types of the diffraction, then the front-upper diffraction due to a single slit, and in this front-upper class of diffraction due to a single slit, we will obtain the condition for the various secondary maxima, and after that we will obtain the expression for the width of the central maximum. This topic is also the lengthy topic, and though these are the lengthy, so the calculations that has to be done are similar to the previous diffraction phenomenon. Now, there is no too much difference between this type of diffraction and previous diffraction. Okay. So first of all, we'll see the types of the diffraction that we have seen previously. So there are the two types of the diffraction. One is the Fresnel type of diffraction that we have studied, and the second is the Fraunhofer class of diffraction. So in the Fraunhofer diffraction, both source of light and the screen are effectively at a infinite distance. It is at a infinite distance. Previously, that distance was the finite. Finite means it is the fixed. But here the distance is the infinite, means they are coming at the large distance. Then this the condition for this condition is achieved by using the two convex lenses. Here the two convex lenses are used, one for rendering the incident rays and another is for the to focus the diffracted rays on this. And the incident wavefront and diffracting wavefront are plane wavefront. And for observing the Fraunhofer diffraction, the two lenses are necessary. Okay. Now, we will study the Fraunhofer diffraction due to a single slit. Here, so this Fraunhofer diffraction due to a single slit. Now, here you can see these are the parallel rays of light. These three are the parallel rays of light. Parallel rays of light means this source of light and this diffracting obstacle AB are at the infinite distance. Distance कितना रहेगा सोर्स ऑफ लाइट और डायफ्रैक्टिंग ऑब्स्टेकल में, तो ये डिस्टेंस रहने वाला है इनफाइनाइट, एंड देयरफॉर द पैरेलल रेज आर कमिंग आउट फ्रॉम द सोर्स ऑफ लाइट. Parallel rays are coming out and they are incident on the diffracting obstacle AB. Then as these are the parallel rays of light which are incident on the diffracting obstacle, that is the single slit, then these parallel rays are to be focused to a single point, and for that purpose there is the convex lens L. So this is the convex lens L which is used for focusing the parallel rays of light. So I have told you previously that in the Fraunhofer diffraction, two lenses are necessary. So this is the one lens and the another lens for obtaining the parallel rays. ये जो पैरेलल रेज मिले हैं यहाँ पे, ये ऐसे ही नहीं मिलेंगे. इसके लिए क्या करना होगा, इधर में अपने को एक लेंस लगाना होगा. इस सच टाइप ऑफ लेंस इज देयर, and at the focus of this lens, the source of light is there. This is the point source of light, and इस point source of light से इस लेंस के ऊपर में rays incident हो जाएंगे, and since this ray of light, this source of light is at the source of light is at the focus, and therefore all the parallel rays are all the rays are made parallel by the convex lens. So this is the one lens and this is the another lens. So these are the two lenses which are used for the in the Fraunhofer diagram. So here distance of the diffracting obstacle and the source of light and the screen both are at the infinite distance. So consider a section AB. Consider a section AB of an arrow slit width A. Width is the A. So this is the width. So this is nothing but distance between the extreme rays of light. Let a monochromatic beam of parallel rays of light of wavelength lambda be incident normally on it. The diffracted rays of light are focused by a convex lens on the screen placed at the focal plane of the convex lens. So that we are seeing here. So here this is the source, point source of light, and this is placed at the focus of the convex lens, and because of that we get the parallel rays of light. So these are the parallel rays of light, and these parallel rays of light are incident on the single slit AB, and these parallel rays are to be focused at a single point. For that purpose there is a convex lens L, and all these parallel rays are focused to a single point F. Then experimentally it has been found that on either side of the point F on the screen we get alternate minima, which is the dark band, and maxima, which is the bright band, at the focus F on the screen. So we get central maxima, central bright band, then the intensity of the secondary minima, intensity of the secondary minima. Now, so here I have not explained too much about this graph. So I have explained up to this particular point F. At this point F, we get the central mass. Experimentally, it has been found that on either side of the point F on the screen, we get alternate minima, dark band, and maxima, bright band, at the point F on the screen, and we get the central maximum, central bright band at the point F. Okay. So here this is nothing but maximum intensity, and this point is nothing but minimum intensity. Again we get the maximum intensity, then minimum intensity, and so on the both sides of the F. Both sides of the F we get this secondary maxima and secondary minima with the central maximum at the point F. Now, so the width of the maximum intensity, the successive maxima decreases while intensity of light of each minima is 0. Intensity will be 0 at the point P1, P2, P1, P2 on the one side of the F, and P1 and P2. This is the minimum intensity at on the upper side of this F. Now, so we will explain this. the plane wavefront, the plane wavefront is incident on the slit AB. But we are assuming that a plane wavefront is incident. Why there is a plane wavefront? Because it is the Fraunhofer class of diffraction. If it is the Fresnel type of diffraction, then there will be a spherical or a cylindrical wavefront. So the plane wavefront, when the plane wavefront is incident on the slit AB, then according to the Huygens wave theory of light, every point on the plane wavefront acts as a secondary source of light, which moves right in all directions. Which moves in the all directions. These secondary wavelets. So every point on the source wavefront, plane wavefront, acts as a secondary source of light, and this secondary source of light will emit the light waves in all possible directions. And these secondary wavelets, so these are called the secondary wavelets. So these secondary wavelets traveling in the direction of incident light are in the phase, and that is the phase difference between the secondary wavelets. So all these secondary wavelets, these are the primary wavelets, and these are the secondary wavelets. So these secondary wavelets are brought to the focus by a convex lens L at the point F on the screen. Thus, there will be the central bright band, central maximum intensity at the point F on the screen. Why we get the central maximum at the point F? Because all the waves, secondary waves, so here this wave, this secondary wavelet, all these secondary wavelets are in phase, and therefore the amplitude of each wave is added together to get the resultant amplitude at the point F. तो रिजल्टेंट एम्पलीट्यूड मिलने के लिए अपने को क्या करने पड़ेगा, सभी सेकेंडरी वेवलेट्स का एम्पलीट्यूड को ऐड करके जो भी एम्पलीट्यूड मिलेगा दैट विल बी द एम्पलीट्यूड ऑफ द रिजल्टेंट वेव, and since the all amplitudes are added together, so we get the biggest amplitude, and if we take the square of this amplitude, then that will be the intensity. Okay, and therefore there will be a central bright band or maximum intensity at the point F, and इसी वजह से अपने को maximum intensity मिलती है at the point F, and therefore I have shown here the graph like this which has the maximum intensity. यहाँ पे ये जो distance है ये ज़्यादा है इसलिए इसको बोलते हैं maximum intensity than the other bright band. Now this is the central bright band, or this is the central maximum intensity at the point F. Now we consider the another point, the secondary wavelets traveling at an angle θ1 with the normal are focused by the convex lens L at a point P1 on the slit. We will consider the another point P1. This is the another point P1. So what will happen? We will consider all the secondary waves which are inclined at an angle θ1. So this angle is the θ1, and all these are the secondary wavelets which are parallel to each other, and therefore they are to be focused at the particular point P1, and for that purpose there is a convex lens L. So with the help of this convex lens L, all the secondary wavelets are reaching to the point P1. So at the point P1 we get maximum intensity or minimum intensity. We get maximum bright band or dark band, that will be depend upon the path difference between these waves. Path difference or phase difference between these secondary wavelets. So we are to find the intensity of light at the point P1. अपने को क्या निकालना है? We have to obtain the intensity at the point P1, and for this we draw the normal AE, normal AE. This is the A point and this is the E point. Here we have to obtain this normal. क्यों निकाल रहे हैं अपन नॉर्मल? क्योंकि अपने को निकालना है ए पॉइंट से जो सेकेंडरी वेवलेट निकल रही है और P1 पॉइंट पे पहुंच रही है, ये एक वेव हो गई सेकेंडरी वेवलेट, और दूसरी सेकेंडरी वेव निकल रही है बी पॉइंट से और पहुंच रही है P1 पॉइंट पे। तो इन दोनों सेकेंडरी वेव्स में पाथ डिफरेंस कितना है? ये दोनों सेकेंडरी वेव्स में फेज डिफरेंस कितना है, ये अपने, हेलो, व्हाट्स द प्रॉब्लम? तो अपने को क्या निकालना है यहाँ पे? P1 पॉइंट पे जो सेकेंडरी वेवलेट पहुंच रही है उसमें पाथ डिफरेंस कितना है या फेज डिफरेंस कितना है, और उसी के लिए अपन क्या करेंगे, ए पॉइंट से नॉर्मल ड्रॉ करेंगे, ए नॉर्मल अपन निकालेंगे ऑन द रे BP1. Suppose the slit AB is divided into the two equal parts AC and CB. What we do? The slit AB is divided into the two parts. Slit AB को अपन two part में divide करेंगे, AC and CB. Okay. Then the path difference between the secondary wavelets reaching the point P1 from the corresponding points A and C in the direction θ1 is. So we will obtain the path difference between the secondary wavelets reaching the point P1 from the corresponding point A and C. A point से जो secondary wavelet निकल रही है और C point से जो secondary wavelet निकल रही है, दोनों पहुंच रही है P1 पॉइंट पे, तो वहां पे पाथ डिफरेंस कितना है ये अपने को निकालना है. एंड फॉर दैट पर्पस व्हाट वी डू, we will obtain this the difference between the two wavelets, secondary wavelet is the actually the CD. CD is the difference. Now दोनों वेव्स में ये ए पॉइंट और सी पॉइंट को कहा जाता है करस्पॉन्डिंग पॉइंट, सी पॉइंट को और बी पॉइंट को कहा जाता है करस्पॉन्डिंग पॉइंट, बिकॉज दोनों में जो पाथ डिफरेंस है वो कांस्टेंट. तो देयरफॉर CD is equal to, we will obtain here the CD. So this CD is equal to AC sin of θ1. Sin of θ1 is equal to what? Opposite side upon the hypotenuse. Opposite side is the AC and the hypotenuse is the CD. AC, then opposite side is the CD and hypotenuse is the AC, and from that we get CD is equal to AC into sin of θ1. It is equal to AC is nothing but A by 2. This we have assumed that this slit is a single slit is of width A, and therefore half of that distance is nothing but A by 2 into sin of θ1, where A is the width of the slit. A is the width of the single slit. If this path difference CD is equal to lambda by 2, if this path difference is CD is equal to lambda by 2, then we get destructive interval. That is the dark band at the point P1. This condition will be satisfied by each pair of such secondary wavelets from the corresponding point in AC and CB. AC और CB में जितने भी पॉइंट्स होंगे, करस्पॉन्डिंग पॉइंट्स होंगे, उनमें का वो जो है ये कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई करेंगे. यानी ए से जितने डिस्टेंस पे अपन पॉइंट लेंगे, समझो यहाँ पे लिया तो उतने ही डिस्टेंस पे सी से पॉइंट लेना है, और इन दोनों पॉइंट को अपन क्या कहेंगे, करस्पॉन्डिंग पॉइंट्स कहेंगे. So the condition for the first secondary minimum, that is the dark band at the point P1 is CD is equal to lambda by 2. So this is the condition for the first secondary minimum. First secondary minimum. CD is equal to lambda by 2. Now, A by 2 is equal to sine of, we will substitute the value of CD. So A by 2 into sine of theta 1 is equal to lambda by 2. So here by 2 get cancelled and we get A sine theta 1 is equal to 1 lambda. Similarly, what we do, we will divide the slit AB into the 4 equal parts. Similarly, dividing the slit into the 4 equal. पहले क्या किया अपन ने, 2 पार्ट में CD को स्लिट को डिवाइड किया. अभी 4 पॉइंट में CD को स्लिट को अपन डिवाइड करेंगे, so that we can show that the condition for the secondary minimum, that is the minimum intensity, that is the dark band at the point P2 is, we will generalize A into sine of theta 2. Theta 2 is the direction and it is equal to 2 lambda. पहले लिया था 1 lambda, now it is the 2 lambda for the secondary minimum. ये दूसरी secondary minimum, secondary band. So the condition for a point on the screen to be a secondary minimum, that is the dark band, is that the path difference between the extreme rays is even multiple of lambda by 2. क्या होना है, कंडीशन क्या है मिनिमम इंटेंसिटी का सेकेंडरी मिनिमम इंटेंसिटी के लिए, द पाथ डिफरेंस बिटवीन द एक्सट्रीम रेज मीन्स ए और सी से जो सेकेंडरी वेवलेट निकल रही है, वो इनमें पाथ डिफरेंस कितना होना चाहिए, इवन मल्टीपल ऑफ लैम्बडा बाय 2. इवन मल्टीपल ऑफ लैम्बडा, इवन मीन्स 2n into lambda by 2. So 2 get cancelled, we get n lambda. Okay. So 2n into lambda by 2, it is equal to 2 get cancelled, here we get n lambda. That is the condition for the secondary minimum. In general, the condition for the various secondary minima is given by A sine of theta n, it is equal to n lambda, where n is equal to plus minus 1, n is equal to plus minus 2, n is equal to plus minus 3, and so on, and theta n be the direction of the nth minimum. So the plus minus sign indicates that there are 2 minima of same order on each side of the central maximum. 2 minima of same order means first order on one side, we get first order on this another side of the point F. So I will explain this on the graph. Then on either side of the central maximum, secondary maxima are of less intensity. There are the secondary maxima. जैसे सेकेंडरी मिनिमम अपने को मिल रहा है, वैसे सेकेंडरी मैक्सिमा भी मिलेगा. And thus the condition for a point on the screen to be a secondary maxima, means bright band, is that the path difference between the extreme rays is odd multiple of lambda by 2. पहले आया था मिनिमम के लिए even multiple of lambda by 2. Now for the maximum intensity we get the odd multiple of lambda by 2. That is the 2n plus 1. This is the odd number generator. Odd number multiplied by lambda by 2. So this is the condition for the maximum intensity, secondary maximum intensity. Now, in general, the condition for the various secondary maxima is given by जो एक्सप्रेशन है वो पहले जैसे आया है वैसे ही, a sin of theta n is equal to 2n plus 1, this is the odd number generator, multiplied by lambda by 2. So where n is equal to plus minus 1, n is equal to plus minus 2, n is equal to plus minus 3, and so on. And theta n is the direction of the nth maximum. The plus minus sign indicates that there are the two maxima of same order on each side of the central maximum. Thus, the Fraunhofer diffraction pattern consists of a central maximum and alternate minima, means dark band, and maxima, that is the bright band, on both sides of the central maximum. And figure shows the variation of intensity with a distance from the point F. The intensity of the secondary maxima decreases rapidly as we move away from the point F. So this is explained by the graph. So for that purpose, I will draw the graph. Yes, this is the graph which will show the secondary maxima and minima with this central maximum. So this particular point, I will explain this graph so that you can easily understand. So this point F that I have shown in the previous diagram, that point F is nothing but the central point. And at this point F, we have seen that we get the central maximum. Central maximum means maximum intensity. यहाँ पे अपने को जो इंटेंसिटी मिलने वाली है वो कितनी इंटेंसिटी मिलने वाली है? This much, means it is the maximum. Okay. Then उसके बाद में this is the first secondary minimum. ये है first secondary minimum, means dark band, and this is the first secondary minimum. ये एक साइड में हो गया सेंट्रल पॉइंट, सेंट्रल मैक्सिमम इंटेंसिटी एफ पॉइंट के एक साइड में ये हो गया फर्स्ट सेकेंडरी मिनिमम. दिस इज द फर्स्ट सेकेंडरी. ओके, देन वी गेट द सेकंड सेकेंडरी मिनिमम. दिस इज द सेकंड सेकेंडरी मिनिमम. ये दूसरा सेकेंडरी मिनिमम, मिनिमम इंटेंसिटी. Similarly, we get the second secondary minimum. This is the second secondary minimum. आया समझ में? तो बीच में मिलता है अपने को मैक्सिमम इंटेंसिटी, उसके बाद में मिलेगा फर्स्ट सेकेंडरी मिनिमम ऑन वन साइड, देन वी गेट द सेकंड सेकेंडरी मिनिमम ऑन वन साइड, एंड सिमिलर विल बी द secondary minima on other side of the point F. Okay, then this is the central maximum. Okay, then this is the first secondary minimum, maximum. This is the first secondary maximum or bright band. इसको कहा जाएगा bright band. This is the first secondary bright band and this is the another secondary bright band. लेकिन आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं, यहाँ पे इंटेंसिटी कितनी है? यहाँ पे लार्जेस्ट, यहाँ पे इंटेंसिटी कितनी है? इससे कम. तो first secondary maximum has the intensity which is less than the intensity of central maximum. Then we get another secondary maximum, secondary bright band. ये है दूसरा secondary band, second secondary ब्राइट बैंड और सेकंड मैक्सिमा. तो वैसे ही इधर में अपने को मिलेगा ये पॉइंट पे सेकंड सेकेंडरी मैक्सिमा. अब ये है पहला सेकेंडरी मैक्सिमा, ये है दूसरा सेकेंडरी मैक्सिमा. दोनों में फर्क क्या है? हियर इंटेंसिटी, एज ऑर्डर ऑफ द स्पेक्ट्रम इंक्रीजेस इंटेंसिटी गोज ऑन डिक्रीजिंग. यहाँ पे इंटेंसिटी ज्यादा है, यहाँ पे इंटेंसिटी कम है, इसके आगे और जाएंगे तो और इंटेंसिटी कम हो जाएगी, उसके आगे और आगे का ऑर्डर अपन देखेंगे तो और इंटेंसिटी कम हो जाएगी, और कुछ समय के बाद में क्या हो जाएगा? द इंटेंसिटी विल बी द जीरो एंड देयरफॉर वी गेट द डार्क बैंड and then we get हियर द कंप्लीट डार्कनेस बियॉन्ड दिस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट. ये जैसा वन साइड में मिल रहा है वैसे ही अपने को दूसरे साइड में भी अपने सेकेंडरी मैक्सिमा एंड मिनिमा मिलने वाले हैं. Okay. So this is about the intensity distribution curve for the diffraction due to a single slit. Sometimes this intensity distribution curve can be asked for the 1 mark in the offline examination. ये ग्राफ जो है इसको पूछा जाता है. So after this we have seen in the Fraunhofer class of diffraction. In Fraunhofer diffraction due to a single slit, we get the central maximum at the point F, and we get the alternate secondary minimum and maximum, secondary minima and maxima on either side of the F. दोनों साइड में मिलता है on either side of the F. सेकेंडरी मिनिमा मिलता है और सेकेंडरी मैक्सिमम मिलता है, लेकिन ये कैसे रहते हैं, अल्टरनेट रहते हैं. सेकेंडरी मिनिमम मिला तो उसके बाद में सेकेंडरी मैक्सिमम मिलेगा, सेकेंडरी मिनिमम मिलेगा उसके बाद में सेकेंडरी मैक्सिमम मिलेगा, एंड सो on one side of this central maximum and on the other side we get the similar. So the width of the central maximum, now we will obtain what is the expression for the width of the central maximum. So width of the central maximum is nothing but ये जो पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट है ये और ये इनमें का डिफरेंस अपने को निकालना है. दैट विल बी नथिंग बट द width of the central maximum. Let x be the distance of the first secondary minimum from the center of the central maximum. सेंट्रल मैक्सिमम से ये जो डिस्टेंस अपन ले रहे हैं ये ले रहे हैं x. ओके, f से डिस्टेंस यहाँ तक का. Then the angle of diffraction for the first secondary minimum is given by sin of theta 1 is equal to lambda by e. That we have obtained the previously expression. और and the width of the central maximum will be the twice of x. ये डिस्टेंस हो गया x, ये x और ये x दोनों मिला के मिल जाएगा twice x is the width of the central maximum. Okay. So we have obtained this expression previously. So we will rearrange that a sin of theta 1 is equal to 1 lambda, and from that we get sin of theta 1 is equal to lambda by e. Theta 1 is the very small, angle theta 1 is the very small, and therefore sin of theta 1 we can write it as a theta 1, and therefore theta 1 is equal to lambda by a. Theta 1 is equal to lambda by a. This is our equation number 1. Now we will obtain this similarly the sine of this angle theta 1. If the lens L is very close to the slit, lens is very close to the slit, and the distance of the screen from the slit is very large, then the CF is equal to this CF is equal to F, that is the focal length of the convex lens. Where F is the focal length of the lens, convex lens L. From this figure, tan of theta 1 is equal to, ये यहाँ पे अपन निकालेंगे tan of this theta 1. Tan theta 1 is equal to sin theta 1 upon cos theta 1. So we get sin theta 1 is equal to x by f. I will take sin theta 1 is equal to x by f. X is nothing but this distance divided by this small f. So theta 1, as theta 1 is very small, we can replace sin theta 1 by theta 1, and therefore we have theta 1 is equal to x by f. So theta 1 का value x by f आया है. This is the equation number 2. Previously we have obtained that theta 1 is equal to lambda by a. And now theta 1 is equal to x by f. So from these two equations we get x by f, this is equal to lambda by a, and from that x is equal to lambda by a into f. This is nothing but the width of the central maximum. This is not the width of the central maximum. This is the half of the width of the central maximum. Therefore, the width of the central maximum is equal to 2 times x is equal to 2 lambda upon a in f. That is nothing but the width of the central maximum. So from this equation number 3, it is clear that the width of the central maximum in the diffraction pattern, in the Fraunhofer diffraction pattern, is directly proportional to the wavelength of light, wavelength lambda of light. तो wavelength lambda के ऊपर में dependent है, because there is a term of lambda in the expression of the width of the central maximum. Okay, so this is about the Fraunhofer class of diffraction expression for the width of the central maximum in Fraunhofer diffraction due to a single slit. So that is about my today's presentation. So if you have any question, you can ask me. I will give the answer. Otherwise, I will end this today's meeting.